Hello and welcome to my DIY and sewing channel, CaitMakes. It's my birthday. There are a ton of reasons to learn to sew, but one of the most fun reasons is to be able to sew yourself whatever the heck you want for your birthday. This is now my second year where I'm going to be sewing myself a birthday present because I know how to sew, and so I might as well make myself a dream dress to wear on my day. So that's what I'm going to do. If you haven't been here before, I post a lot of beginner-friendly sewing things, patterns that I like, things that I'm making. So if you like pretty dresses, if you like DIY, and you like to watch people make things, you're in the right place. So stick around and let's see what I'm making for my birthday dress. I'm doing a pattern that I've never tried before and that I'm hoping I can accomplish. So being in Southern California, where sometimes fall is real and sometimes it isn't, I have a gap in my wardrobe where I would like to wear fall things, but that aren't warm enough to be fall. So to accomplish this very weird ask, I am going to be using this pattern, which I got off of Etsy, and is called the Foxglove Slip Dress, I believe. And I think that the shape is really beautiful and interesting. I really wanted this to be kind of an everyday dress that I could wear anytime, so it's more on the casual side, but still I want there to be some special details. I think that the lines of this make it special already. The way that the skirt panels come in, I think are really interesting. And I want to use two different fabrics for this. So the first one is this floral cotton fabric that I got from Hobby Lobby. As flowers and vines. It's just very pretty and still says fall to me. So the majority of the dress is going to be made from this. And I want to do the skirt panels out of this burgundy cotton. So I think that these two together are going to be really pretty. And then I also want to add some bows to the shoulders that I haven't decided yet. I'm either going to make them out of this same fabric, or I ordered some ribbon that should be getting here in the next day or two. And if it goes well with this, then I'll use the ribbon instead. If it doesn't match well enough, then I'll be making the bows out of this. So TBD on that, but I think adding like the little pop of red up top will create a really nice balance for adding it to the bottom and just personalize it a little bit further to myself and my own proclivities. So the goal is just a very feminine, pretty fall dress that I can wear on the warmer fall days that happen pretty often here in Southern California. I'm a bit nervous about all of these kind of edges that happen throughout the pattern. I'm just not sure how difficult that's going to be to accomplish. I hope that they turn out smooth and beautiful. We'll see if it takes me a few tries or not. It's something new, which is also why I chose this pattern. I was very tempted to pull out my Isla dress bodice pattern that I use over and over again, but I really wanted to try something new. As usual, I'm not going to be doing a mock-up. I've not done any fit testing. I am just going to be hoping for the best and fixing whatever I need to fix as I go. This is always the risky way to do this, and not how they teach you to do it in fashion school, I hear. But I didn't go to fashion school, and when it comes to sewing, I live on the edge. So hope this all goes well, and hopefully it can be done in the next few days without being stressful so that I can wear it on my actual birthday. So I'm going to finish getting this all cut out because it's boring, no one wants to watch that, and then I will catch back up with you when we start actually sewing things. Alright, I have everything cut out and I'm going to start off on the front bodice pieces. This dress, as it is in the instructions, is not a lined dress, which is not my favorite. So I'm just going to be doing French seams on the whole thing in order for the inside to still look really nice. Okay, center is sewn together with a French seam, and now I just need to do 2 lines of basting stitches on each side and between the notches, and those will become the bust gathers. And now I've pinned the gathered bits to the top V of the front skirt panel. That bit was a little bit fiddly, but I think it'll be okay. Okay guys, I have the front bit sewn on and have regrets. Doing the French seams definitely makes this way more difficult. What I was worried about was doing these like really kind of intricate shapes, And it turns out that doing it once is pretty simple. It's still a little finicky like I was expecting, but to do it twice, like in French seams where you have to sew it on the wrong sides and then you flip it and sew it again, makes it really difficult. And there's definitely like a little bit of gathering and stuff where there shouldn't be. It doesn't look bad, it just isn't perfect, but I've redone it a couple times now and I'm not doing it again. So we're going with it how it is. Probably would have taken me less time to just create lining, which I was doing French seams to kind of save me time. So let it be a reminder to you that there's usually no shortcut. Just do it the right way. If you're just doing like straight seams, French seams I think are really simple. It's really easy to figure out. But yeah, that definitely made these curves much more difficult to accomplish. I think I'm just going to get out my serger for the rest of these curved edges and have it finished that way. But at least in the most important parts, we'll just have those French seams. This definitely should not be like one of your first projects. I think that the curves are something that like you just get kind of better and better at as you sew, but not super difficult. Still like beginner to intermediate, but definitely not like a first project kind of level. All right. That took me much longer than I thought it would. So now I'm on to the back bodice. All right, it is a couple days later from where I left off. I didn't get this dress done in time for my birthday, which is also a tradition of mine, but I am very excited to get to enjoy it afterwards as a birthday present. It was a wonderful birthday. I got to go to LA for a couple days and visit my great friends, and we went to the Huntington Library Gardens, which is absolutely gorgeous. If you're ever in that area, definitely check it out. A beautiful way to spend a day. I didn't get this dress done in time, but I did wear a me-made dress for my birthday, which I have a video on, so I'll link that here in case you want to see how to make it yourself. And then we started off the Christmas season because I am a Christmas girly. I went to some amazing Christmas shops that were so magical and got me so excited for the Christmas season. Put a couple clips over here if I have them. I'm so grateful to be 32 now. I am absolutely loving my 30s. It's a wonderful, wonderful time, and it's such a privilege to get older every year. And yeah, I just feel very grateful. And I'm so grateful for all of you who watch my videos, and I hope you're enjoying this one. But that is enough chat. I am currently finishing up sewing on the red skirt panels. This is just a lot of meticulous pinning. I'm super happy with it. It also is at the point where I could slip it on and see how it's going to look and feel. And so far it's looking so flattering. I love that it doesn't have a zipper. It's just a slip-on dress, and I'm just really impressed with the shape of it. Everything is cut on the bias, which always helps, but yeah, I'm very impressed with the fit so far. Can't wait to keep working on it. And yeah, I'm just going to be going through and sewing all of these panels, and then we have the sleeves and more like detail work to do. Coming up next is making my own bias binding, which I don't do very often, but definitely recommend either doing bias binding on the raw edges or using a serger if you have it. Don't go the French seam route, it just makes it slower and more complicated. I think I could have finished this before I left if I hadn't decided to do the French seams. Not a super time-consuming project, but it is consuming my time because of how I approached it. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna finish up these skirt panels and then I'll check back in with you when I start working on the next thing. Okay, I've cut 4 strips on the 45-degree angle so that it's cut on the bias, and I just cut them out to be about 1/2 inch wide because that's what I have for my little bias tape maker. This is one that I already made, so this just gets fed through. So you just pull and iron nice and slow, and that creates the double fold that you need. And then once I do the whole thing, I just like to fold it in half one more time and iron that down as well, just to make it easier for me to go ahead and like train the fabric how it's going to lay on the actual garment. So I'm just going to do a bunch of those, and then I can sew these strips together to make them longer if I need. right, last day here. We are doing final touches only. I am so excited about this dress. When I started on this pattern, I didn't realize that you needed to finish everything with bias binding, so I didn't have the plan to do this red contrast bias binding, but I love it. I think it gives it such a special and fun touch, so very happy with that. I could have, of course, made the bias binding out of this fabric instead and had it blend in, but I really like having the red at the top to match the red at the bottom and just tie it all together. I ordered 2 different velvet ribbons, one obviously much bigger and one smaller. I figured if I didn't like it for the dress, I will definitely use these for Christmas time around the house. But I love how this one turned out. I'll link both of them down below. Really love the look of this, and I think that the tone is similar enough to go together, and I like that the velvet gives it a little bit more of a fall touch, at least it does to me. So I'm wanting to attach a bow on each side here by the sleeves, and I think it's going to look really pretty there, so I have to do that today. My backup plan, if I didn't like this on the sleeves, was maybe to just do like a small bow in the center or maybe down by the skirt, which I still think would be very cute, but I'm gonna go for the bigger bows because that's just more fun to me and I like it. And yeah, the only other thing after that is I just need to hem the bottom of the skirt, which is very simple, but you know, will take a minute. It's kind of a lot of fabric down there. And then we are done. So yeah, I haven't tried it back on since I put the bias binding on. I'm hoping it didn't affect how the neckline laid because it was laying really, really nice. We shall see. So first I'm going to untie these bows. I'm going to find the center point, and then I'm going to lay it velvet side down or right side down where I want it to lay. And because this ribbon is so wide, I'm not going to be sewing a line all the way across. I'm just going to be doing, you know, a few centimeters in the center just to make sure that it's really secure. So I want to put the middle of the ribbon where I want the bow to sit, and I will just get that pinned. I have to hide my pins because my cat tries to play with them constantly. He has a death wish. I have to put these away because he thinks it's a really fun game to grab the pearls with his teeth and throw them out. It's terrifying, and I'm very careful about my pins. But anybody else's cat think that that is the best game ever? I don't know how that urge came to him one day, but I really wish it hadn't. I'm just going to follow the hemline here on the ribbon and sew a couple centimeters to tack this down, and then I can tie my bow and it should be secure. And if I feel like it is wobbly or anything, I'm going to make any further adjustments by hand sewing, but I think that this should do the job. And the last step here is just to hem the bottom of the skirt, and then it is time for the reveal. That is the completed dress. I hope you enjoyed coming along on this little sew with me vlog. Let me know if you would give this pattern a go yourself. I really enjoy doing these slower vlog style sewing videos every now and then. I like watching this kind of video when I'm sewing or crafting, so I hope that you're doing the same. Let me know if you're working on something right now while you've been watching this. I'd love to hear about it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It is a completely free way to support my channel, and it means so much to me. I definitely recommend this pattern. I really enjoyed making it. I'm very happy with the result. I think it's very unique. For me at least, I think the fit is amazing. I made it in cotton fabrics, which worked, but because everything is done on the bias, I think this would be extra beautiful in like a satin or a silk or something really flowy and drapey, just even more form-fitting if you have a fabric that really lends to that. But as for a pretty casual dress that I can wear whenever, I'm really happy that I used the cotton. I think I'll get a lot of use out of it this way. I might try this with a turtleneck or some sort of like burgundy long sleeve when it gets colder, but like I said, I'm living in Southern California, so this is the kind of fall I'm having. I'm really glad I went with the velvet. I definitely think it helps it feel more fall and even maybe a little bit more Christmassy. The bias tape isn't laying quite as nice as when it was just the fabric, so that's probably my only other note to myself of things I could have perhaps done better. But yeah, I think this is a great pattern to get creative with and, you know, mix and match fabrics or add your own touch to it. I really love that it's something that I just haven't seen. It's not something that I could go online and buy right now for any price. I feel like the more I'm making my own clothes, the more I want to make sure that I'm making something that I couldn't buy. Personally, I love vintage and feminine styles, and I think that this really suits that. I don't think it's for everyone, especially with the red bottom, but I absolutely love it. So I've been off my weekly posting schedule, trying to get back on there, but stay tuned. I'm posting videos as frequently as I can. Goal is always once a week, but sometimes life happens. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at CaitMakes. I put a lot of updates on there. If you do want to get more frequent updates, make sure to check that out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.